So we are here with Callahan, an army shooter, and of course, Austin, to discuss the removal of pressure from a whole. They've dropped a document in announcements. It's the Prussian formal record. Uh, please review the document, but we're going to be going over it in fashion. So let's begin. Could you guys like summarize? When was the first time you really thought the genre is against you, or Deep State, really wanted you gone?
Oh, the first time we were rubbed wrong was the whole process of Irfan wanting to join Prussia. I mean, it was kind of like extremely just anti-Prussian, and Irfan was involved heavily. Like Irfan, Austin, and I were the three. We were planning on bringing Irfan or Prussia back for many like a whole year up to the point before Prussia finally re-entered, and we made it clear to them that Irfan's on our project and he's going to be with us, but they threw a bunch of hurdles our way and said, nope, we're not going to allow this, and so on and so forth. So that was the first time we were really rubbed wrong. We kind of thought we got past it, but I guess not. And I don't know. It's really kind of Irfan's story to tell as far as what happened to him in the initial stages of Prussia.
Then we'll go over to the next question so we can get back to where we were. Could you just describe the challenges you had getting him over to the Prussia project?
Yeah, so I'll take this part. When I joined Austria, it was during the time where Bolivar got accepted and our Prussia got denied. So that was about almost a year of Bolivar's Prussia, and during that time I was in Austria with my Prussian veterans in our own regiment there. During that time, I told both Gabe, my corps commander at the time, and Bio about like, hey, if Prussia comes back, I'm gonna want to go there, and I would do it. I would leave a staff team behind. I would do all those things to make sure the regiment doesn't fully die. And initially, I got good response from Gabe. He's like, yeah, that's fine. Bio, in bio fashion, completely ignored me the first few times until the time actually came for me to move over. So I reach out. I'm like, hey, I'm hoping to transfer to Prussia. I have a staff team here. They're all people that are hoping to stay and rebuild the regiment. And Bio responded with a whole list of rules completely against any genre standards. He said you need to stay for 3 to 4 months extra over the already 1 month rule that the genre requires from you. He said you need to stay for 3 to 4 months extra. On top of that, you need to create a regiment that rallies 30 without you, so that when you leave, absolutely nothing changes. When we denied that, we're like, hey, that's absurd. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to be in Austria. They threatened to not accept Callahan's Prussia unless we did those things. So then I got forced to stick around against my will in a way, right? Just for the sake of Prussia. So Prussia entered for about 4 months. They were going on until the summer hit. And when the summer hit, I had no choice but to quit because, as shown in the document, I got a job, a full-time job, over the summer for a school co-op position. So when I retired then they accused me of trying to, sneak my way into Prussia. And when I said I have to retire and I'm stepping away from the regiment, the threats started back up again until eventually, when it came to like July, so this is like 6 months after Prussia's already accepted, they finally allowed me to rejoin. It was a massive hurdle in just starting off relations with Gory and Bio and the rest of the deep state.
Okay. Hi guys. Anyways, next question. Army.
Yes.
Would you mind telling us why did you return to NW after telling Bio? Because in this doc right here, I can see that you said that you got the job, as you just mentioned as well. You said you got an email from your work saying you got accepted and all that, and then you DM Bio a photo with the email saying that this job right here. And he replied with, Army, I'm going to give you a chance to come clean and be honest, out of respect to the time and service you've given me. You came back to the genre after you got this job, right? Would you mind telling us how did that time, how did you free up your time to make it to Prussia, but in front of Bayer didn't make it for Austria? I don't want to be biased here, so I'm
Yes.
just asking from both sides.
No, for sure. So in that same image, you'll see I mentioned how the work term is only 3 months about. So I was working up until that July date, but there was no end term really set in place. So my entire goal, because I was working 9 to 5, there was no way I could even make events, right? So my whole thing was once the job is done, I'm coming back. I'm not going back to Austria, right? From all the like, I was willing to go back to Austria if the entire timeline didn't happen where they were trying to remove Prussia. They kept threatening us. It was just a sour taste in my mouth. I did not want to go back there. And
So
as you
you
guys
just
all
didn't
know,
enjoy your time in
Prussia,
Austria, and you would rather be in Prussia. That's what you're trying to say.
yeah, and the thing is, the time in Austria wasn't bad up until that moment, right? If things were handled a lot better, I would have returned to Austria. But based on the way I was treated, the way my guys were treated, I chose my friends from Prussia. And when that choice was made, we had to fight another battle until they finally accepted that, right?
I see. So what you're trying to say, Bio was salty over you leaving, and you gave him an ultimate, which like, oh, you got a job, and then maybe you would return in the future if Prussia comes back because you'd rather be around your friends than just somewhere where like you just
No,
like
so
play the
during
game
this
and
time, Prussia already got accepted. And when I initially tried to go to Prussia, they threatened to remove Prussia. So I stayed in Austria. And then the summer happened, and then I got a job. And after I was done my job, I came back to the genre to reopen a regiment, and I chose Prussia. And that's
I
when,
see.
so Prussia already went on while I was retired. Prussia was already going on while I was in Austria. And then eventually, when I got back from working, that's when I rejoined Prussia.
I see. And what was Bio's opinion when you rejoined Prussia?
It was the same thing, right? It was, oh, Prussia's going to get removed. You poached over a whole regiment. It was the accusations, right? There was no real evidence to back them because if a guy retires for 3 months, he doesn't really have a regiment to poach. You know what I mean? So I came back.
So what you're saying,
I
they
didn't
just
bring
went
anyone
against
with
you
me.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the same. It was a repeat of the first time I tried to join Prussia, and we went back to negotiating and arguing, and yeah, it was a whole thing again.
I see. Moving on to the next question. Nathan, you want to ask that one?
Yeah, so we're gonna go through this document as well and like give you like another if you have anything else to add. So the second part is the whole Gory saying it's full stop. Army can't join if he joins Prussia. How did you guys get Army into Prussia after that? Like what concessions did you guys have to make to get Army into Prussia?
It kind of just turned into like we were at a loss, and then eventually Bio just came around and said, "Okay, fine. He has my approval to go to Prussia."
So there was nothing behind, like there was nothing stopping him. It was just Bio not wanting that happen.
Behind what?
There's nothing behind it. There's no like overarching reason. It's just Bio didn't want Army to join Prussia.
Yeah, so like when the first denial happened, or sorry, the second time when Gory was like he can't join, I just AFK'd again. I went back to just living life. Um, Around you can see in the document as well. We believe that it was around the May 12th to July 22nd time where Bio was under a lot of pressure from other nations as well regarding their people transferring. It was a bunch of nations had issues with him. The investigation started as well. So we think it was because of just like the sheer amount of shit going on around him, so that he finally just went like, okay, I don't want to fight you guys on this anymore. So he allowed me to join. That's what we think happened, but we don't really know why he changed his mind.
Okay.
All right. And then the next question I have for you is the uniforms, and when you guys were arguing about the uniforms, nation development is something I'm almost kind of keen to. Cole Cephos, everyone knows him. He's such a great guy. You guys say you guys are playing a game of telephone through that entire situation where you wanted a map. Could you explain to us like why you were denied a map like every other major nation in this genre?
Austin? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll take this part. So if we're gonna go for the map section, yeah, I mean I think what it was is Bio, very upset that Irfan left his nation. Just kind of had it out for us. At least that's how it seems to me, and I think a lot of people. So when it comes to the map, I mean, you can see in the screenshot, um, he threatened Austria over our map. He said, if we get our map, if we get any type of development, he'll pull Austria, right? And I think that was really just what did it. That threat alone was enough for Gory to say, okay, Prussia's not getting anything.
Hydricus, could you take this one?
Yeah, of course. Okay. Moving forward, can we move on to Callahan? What was your stand on this? Like, what was your opinion over this when all this went down?
Which the specific map section or what?
Yeah, like the map part. Just we're gonna move on next to the part about you and Gory talking about it, but we would rather start with what's your opinion over it when Bio? Like, what did you do when you found out that Bio is trying to deny you the map, and they're just bitching all the time about it?
Well, clearly I was very sad, and it sucked because we'd spent months developing this map. We'd gone above and beyond with our sources and just making it as perfectly accurate and just beautiful as possible for NW. I mean, to me, it was just, it really sucked, but, there wasn't much we could do about it. It was just kind of like, well, shit. I guess, for me, it was just carry on and hopefully we can discuss with them and maybe eventually get the map in at that point.
So something you just mentioned, the fact that you never asked Bio or Gory for any help during making the map, and you guys, as Prussian staff and developers, made it all on your own, and you just wanted, approval for it to be in, right?
Yeah, I mean, the man who made our map is the same guy who made the Russian ceremony map. So and he knows all the rules and regulation. We talked with Cole about the specifics of what needs to be done, and Cole, he loved the map. He said it's perfect. Yeah. I mean, he approved of it. He's like, yeah, this sounds good. I'm going to try to put it in. And when he went to go try to put it in, Gory said no.
And I'm guessing, as you said, it was denied because Gory believes that Irfan is trying to dox Bio, and Bio's bitching about it.
Check your DMs, Hydricus.
So
I mean,
it was more of a, it was more of a first. Bio was very upset, thinking like we leaked that document, which, as we show, we had nothing to do with the leaked document. And Bio, out of that anger, threatened to pull all of Austria out of the genre if we got a rally map. So that's why Gory just couldn't risk Austria being gone, right?
I see. So Bio basically went on a power trip when you guys suggested a map for yourself because he believes that you guys are against him and trying to dox him, and he's putting all the blame on Irfan, who left Prussia. Correct?
Yep, pretty much.
Left Austria, yeah.
And never ever did we ever dox or do any of that shit. That's just insane and it's bullshit.
Since you guys are technically quitting at this point, is there anything in reality that the Prussian staff did try to do to harm Bio in any possible way?
Other than, turning in the original document which was requested of us, we did not do anything extra to try to hurt or target Bio.
I see. We have a screenshot over here. It's you and Gory. And it's Gory saying, Irfan is trying to personally identify information about Bio. I'm recommending that the Prussian groups and discords are handed over to Germ. Correct?
Yeah, what about it?
So, Gory basically suggested, because Irfan, quote unquote, was trying to dox Bio.
Well, he wasn't.
You guys,
And,
I know. I said quote unquote for a reason. It's like, putting it in their words.
Allegedly.
I was trying to dox Bio. Yeah, trying to dox Bio. And what was your, opinion when you heard that Germ's supposed to handle all your groups and stuff? What's your stance? What's your relationship with Germ before, you go on with this?
I mean, my relationship with Germ was very great. Like I met with him in real life and I considered him like a real friend. But then, it got to a point where we just through all this mistreatment, I didn't trust really any of them any longer, and I definitely didn't trust them holding my assets or anything of the such. And as you'll see even later in that document, I mean, it seems like they just wanted my assets and stuff, and were ready to just throw us away. Like it just it didn't feel right, and it's like we're being punished for something we clearly didn't do.
So you didn't have a problem with Germ directly having the groups. You just had a problem with the idea of him having ownership because he did nothing wrong in response. You're being punished for something that you didn't do. That's what you're trying to say.
Exactly.
Okay, and do you feel like you were a bit aggressive with Gory when he suggested that, or do you feel you acted responsibly at the time?
I feel it was righteous, because like it was complete bullshit. Like we talked to them, we provided ample proof that we were innocent. We told them so. Germ knew that we were innocent. Like Germ was involved with everything the entire time, and the fact that their whole story was so twisted and just screwed up just was insane to me, because they have Germ there, and Germ could have and should have been like telling them the truth. So when Gory started, making those accusations then and there, it just blew my mind, because it was just so wrong and just bullshit.
And then, as you can see, in your own words, he tried gaslighting you into believing that Irfan is not being straight with you, and rather he's lying to you the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, and me and Irfan and Ost, we talk daily. I mean, these two guys live together. We know everything that each other's doing, and it's like I knew with 100% certainty that Irfan was not guilty of what he was accused of.
Mm-hmm. And you believe basically if Army was actually trying to dox by you, he would have told you.
100%. But like he wouldn't, though. That's just insane to us. That's just disgusting behavior. Like it's criminal.
The thing, the thing I want everyone to know, it's I've never had a bad relationship with Bio. I was in Austria for 2 years. Like I led a regiment there. It was great. It's just like I said, the end there, things got really sour. I had no reason to gun it for Bio at all. The doxing thing was, it was when we tried to make a public announcement after our map was denied. There was also 2 people that came forward with more reports of what Bio did. When we started to look into these reports, I guess Gory saw that as me digging up for doxing information. And when I reached out to Bio, I'm like, look, Bio, I would never dox you. Gory, if anyone, I think it's in the thing as well, in the document, I say, if anyone is trying to dox Bio, I will instantly ban them, make sure they're blacklisted. I respect Bio and the fact he stood up for me. When I was doxed myself, I would never do something like that to him. So it was just absurd. They didn't listen to us. They took a story and ran with it the whole way. And whenever we tried to show proof against it, it just got ignored completely, right?
Yeah. And
All right.
I'll go back to yeah.
Can I chime
You
in?
got it.
All right.
Yeah, that's okay.
So I'd be amiss if I didn't post this counter document I received from NW Moderation. I recently got a DM from members of the Deep State to provide their side of the story, and I think I relayed it to you in the group chat we have, but I think it'd be remiss to not give it to the public. Everyone, if you can check announcements, that's like their counter to this. It is a published document, so the link does look sketchy, but I promise you, it's trusted. I risked myself there. That's a Google Doc published link. It's used rarely, but I guess they want to be academic about this stuff. So there's that counter doc that they dropped on you, and so we'll finish going over your doc, and then we're gonna go over their counter towards it and your response to it. If we can just continue on about your doc, if we can continue on to the section where you guys find out and they admit who really blacklist or who really doxed biographers. If you can just like discuss that and how that conversation went.
This was actually very recent. The conversation where we tried to prove it wasn't us who leaked the original document. This was ignored for a long time, but very recently, after our removal, I started spamming evidence, pictures after evidence, to get a reaction out of Gory. I'm like, hey, we didn't do this. And if you guys look at the very end of our document, it comes to a point where Gory's like, yeah, I know who sent it out. It's obvious that a few mistakes were made and misunderstandings happened, but to save face, we cannot go back on what was said. So, I mean, I haven't looked at their counter document, but it sort of just all crumbles when you look at the very end of our conversation after our removal, where it's obvious Gory knows we didn't do it. He knows that we had nothing to do with it. He knows there's been a misunderstanding. And yet, just because he has to save face, he can't go back on his shout. So, that's a way you can skip through the whole story if you want as well. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Would you say, if you mind, Nathan, of course, would you say Ender PC's words are confirming the fact that you did not dox bio? As he said that, lol, Prussia didn't leak the bio shit. It was toe chains. Deep state lying, by the way. Lamau. Why? No offense, I'm not trying to be biased once again, but why should we trust an exploiting retard to an extent with his words about confirming something like that?
Well, the thing is, it goes together because that's the same image I sent to Gory, and he's like, yes, there's been misunderstandings, but we still want to hold your groups. Right? It's the same pictures I sent to him, and he confirms, like, yeah, we know who was the real guy. To be honest, we had no idea who Toe Chances was until like a few days ago. We've been looking for the guy who leaked the document. So when I scrolled through that server and saw that name be brought up, I DM'd the guy. It was obvious he was trolling, he was looking for a reaction. And when I sent his name in, Gory responded saying, yeah, we know it was him, and it confirmed it for us from there.
I see. But once again, would you say, yeah, one second, would you say that's enough evidence to back up the fact that you were not trying to dox bio?
Yeah, I mean, you can take Gory's own word. Gory admits himself that he knows that Irfan was not trying to dox bio. And
I mean, real quick, I think how it goes is innocent till proven guilty. We've provided evidence that Irfan is not guilty, and they haven't really provided any evidence that he is. So, yeah, I'd say that's more than enough, especially considering they don't have anything that would elude otherwise.
I see. Nathan?
Yep. So the game of telephone is what I want to like kind of hone in on. You all say that you every time you guys spoke to, like, I'm not gonna call them junior deep state, but you spoke to Dramaticus, you spoke to Colsey. It was all ultimately the words of Bio. That's what you guys claimed in the doc.
Yeah.
So or Bio and Gory, or Gory getting convinced by Bio to then relay that through a telephone to one of the junior quote unquote deep state. Could you just explain to us how you guys kind of found out you guys are playing this game of telephone, and then what you guys tried to do to remedy that?
Yeah. So
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
Cal,
I tried to talk to Gory. We tried to talk to Bio, but we'd get nothing. But then like we'd be given quote unquote orders, or told what to do through Germ and through whoever else. And then whenever we tried to go directly to them to talk to them, we couldn't. They wouldn't listen to us. They wouldn't answer us. Whatever. The only way we'd be able to like communicate to Gory in the deep state was through either Germ or sometimes Cole or whoever else was available.
Mm-hmm.
And then just to summarize, the last couple sentences of this doc, in the timeline of events, you were given, I think it was 24 hours notice before you were removed.
We weren't given really any notice.
Oh, it said, okay, it just happened.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, we've been getting threatened forever, right? Like you could say we had freaking a million-hour notice, but like that we keep up the fight. We're like, hey, we're innocent. Here's why. Blah 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 blah. And when we were finally removed on the 31st, it was like it really was a shock to us, because we thought they were just doing their little games again and just trying to screw with us. And so when they actually did it with their silly reasoning, they had they don't have an argument. But they went ahead and did it anyway.
Um, we're gonna go ahead and swap over to the counter document that I posted in your open time shouts, and I also swapped. I also sent it in the group chat that we made. Um, so the first screenshot that I got sent was, or the first screenshot provided was the terms of precious acceptance of the community. For the record, this is a very short document and very low quality document. So preface that by saying that. But secondly, so you were supposed to reject Army Shooter's Austrian regiment and never allow him to join. That's what they said was the original stipulation. Is that true? That was like the original stipulation.
That is originally what they said, but we eventually got them to come around, as you know, and Bio allowed Irfan to join Prussia in the end.
I think another thing that should be mentioned is this wasn't really the original sort of agreement. At the very start of our document, you can see I have Bio saying that he accepts it's inevitable that Irfan will end up in Prussia, and eventually, as things kind of went on, that's when this sort of agreement was made. An agreement definitely not in good faith and one made under duress.
Okay. Uh, then they show the next part is involvement directly with the I believe that's the Docs drop, the NWG Lightning Mastering. Is that correct? That's the Docs in the second screenshot. And the second screenshot,
it's called NWG Light Mastering. It's like the one Logic posted to Callahan, and then Callahan said, "Join a VC. I'll move you back in."
What about it?
Is that the Docs drop?
No, that's I don't even know what that is. That's nothing to do with our dog.
Okay.
So here, one thing, guys. One thing that you guys need to also take a look at the original doc that Prussia submitted to NW moderation. The document that everyone saw that got leaked was a document filled with insults. It was it wasn't a professional document. It was just like a hate doc against Bio. If you guys click on our link to our original document in our document, it shows Callahan being super respectful. He's not accusing Bio of anything. We're not attacking Bio's character in any way, and we're not casting judgment on Bio. Those are the main things I want you guys to understand. So don't attribute the leaked document to ours because it had no connection at all.
Yeah.
But yeah,
if we can scroll down a bit in that NW response doc, apparently they're saying that you guys create a video where Rock Weewee's leaked Instagram DMs with Bio, and they don't remove your Bio's real name. I think that's what they're also contributing to you is doxing Bio.
Yeah, so that video wasn't us. That was, in fact, one of the people in this document here, but he's not with us anymore. When he made that video, he made it as like a gag or some shit, and we told him not to hand it out, not to do anything. He sent it to Germ, and then Germ sent it to like Logic or vice versa or something. But as far as that, like, it's just disgusting, and we did not want that to be handed out, and it wasn't. Nobody saw that video until it came out with that leaked document.
And then, now what they're calling is like the biggest charge against you was the blackmailing of NW staff. They're claiming the Prussia was blocked by Austria following the agreement being broken in deliberate leaks. They rejected the verdict of moderation and plan to go public with false evidence to retaliate for being excluded from events in a rally map. They then drop screenshots of the public service announcement GC from a couple weeks ago battle, where they removed you from the event, I believe.
So this is from actually before then. This is from this is when our rally map was denied, and no, this group chat was full of nation leaders who came together who were going to come forward with their grievances against Bio, and at no time, shape, or form were we ever planning on or going to dox Bio. Like their whole argument that this group chat somehow proves or whatever that we're gonna dox bio is complete bullshit.
I'm curious,
Yeah.
how would if you guys think we're dumb enough to think doxing bio is the way to get our rally map, as a professional nation in the genre that's been up to standard and everything, you guys can even read the conversation. I say, we're making a response about grievances, about lack of development, biases, and the denial of the rally map. At the end, I say we're investigating some disturbing reports as well. The safety of everyone's our main priority, and we will update you guys soon. This is exactly what I put in our document. There was two people, which we didn't want to name, but they named in their document, Maziarki and one other person that Logic had connections with. That's why I reached out to him to see if they were true or not. And that's all the investigation was about. It had nothing to do with Bio's name or his Instagram or anything. It was about those two individuals, Maziarki and someone else that I won't name. And that's why I reached out to Logic, because he had connections with them. I wanted to confirm their testimonies. So there's no doxing going on. There's just us doing our due diligence before sending stuff into moderation, before giving life to something, right? It's honestly out of respect to Bio that I didn't just send it straight to moderation. First, I wanted to check to see if it was bullshit or not, because I didn't want to start more shit between us, right?
All right. Just so I can clarify up, the light mastering doc, I forgot. I had this for a while.
That's a
Yeah,
guard
that is a guard training doc. I believe I
don't
actually
know why you sent
posted
it
this
there.
doc in Europa Times. So it's a bit confusing why a guard training doc is being used as saying how you're directly involved in
Yeah. Just
yeah.
if you mind, Nathan.
go
Yeah.
ahead.
Just a question. Since we got doxing out of the way, something very important just came up. In your document, it mentions that Bio agrees to Irfan going to Prussia, but then Boss in the other document says that no, this is the words of Bio. No, I'm really not happy with this entire situation. If you're asking if Army can join Prussia, and if he invited the entire regiment to a private Discord to jump ships, and then Gory directly says yes, Irfan is not allowed to go to Prussia. Boss, would you mind clarifying if this was after the events of Bio agreeing or not?
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, you can see with the dates there. It was in January when Bio accepted that Irfan would be allowed to leave.
It was in July. Yeah, so the
Yeah.
timeline is a bit messed up. July 22nd was when Bio sent me the message saying, I really wish things had gone differently. I don't think I deserved this, but it's a game after all, and I want people to have fun. If I was against that, then I would be failing in my role. Therefore, I've accepted now that it is what it is. So that was July 22nd, and the picture they posted was the original time where I was denied. I think, let me pull it up.
In May.
Yeah, it was about a
May
few
13th. Yeah.
2-3 months difference. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, we got denied the first time, then accepted a few months after.
Okay. So basically, that invalidates their first screenshot because
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
older than the other one.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Second question. I'm getting the docs out of there because it looks very fucking stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Fucking some guy. But then the guy here admits the fact that wait. This guy says he believes I backstabbed him by going with Callahan. Well, I kinda did, and I do feel very bad about it. But it was for the better of the nation. It's better for the groups, so I had to do what I did. What do you mean here by I had to do what I did?
I'm
What did
sorry.
he mean here?
Where is this?
That's where rocks.
It's Rock's part.
Yeah. Callahan, do you mind clarifying that part since he said he sent something to you or whatever, or he went to you?
Fuck, I mean, I don't. I mean, I know Rock and Bio used to be old close friends. I mean, Rock was involved in the investigation. I don't know. I mean, Rock would have to kind of speak on it for himself, but I don't know what to say. I mean, it's
The role we played for Rock and between Bio and Rock, we carried the information to moderation on behalf of Rock. He was in our nation at the time, so he thought bringing it to us was his best chance, and we just forwarded it to moderation, as you can see through our document as well.
Mm-hmm. And then let's move on to the final part of the counter document, quote unquote. We're gonna go back to the part where this BAGC with Mark and KJ, but let's ignore that for now. The final part. So Callahan offered an off ramp. I'm guessing they mean here by basically he gave you an ultimate, which like, oh, you give me the groups and all that stuff, and you might get like candy, I
Yeah.
guess, or whatever.
Yeah, pretty
And then
much.
you gave in your terms, and they just didn't match, so he just removed you, right?
Well,
So this is
was-
after our removal.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
This
this is
is
so
a few
this
days.
occurs
This is
yeah.
January 2nd, so 2 days after.
Yeah. So like,
Yes.
yeah, about 2 days ago. Yeah.
Could I ask why? So why would they want to own your group in Discord?
Our theory is that they want to just use all of our assets and shit, groups, discords, whatever, remove us, and then just give it all to somebody else.
Because you don't really need ownership of a group
No,
to
of course
moderate
not.
them.
But like,
Because
but yeah, yeah. But to me, it's just like, and there's pictures of them going around saying, "Yo, all we need is the Prussian guys alive and the groups and the assets, and we have the dream plan." Like we see that shit, and then here they are, offering us this like, "Ooh, here, we're sorry that we removed you, but there's supposed to be consequences. So here, let us own all of your shit, and you're gonna be happy." So, and that's unacceptable to us when we know we didn't do anything wrong. We're not gonna stand for that.
okay, and then your final terms. You want to continue owning all your assets. You want to make a unified public explanation of the ongoing situation. You start an investigation of who leaked the classified information. Prussian removal gets Prussian removal gets revoked with an apology to me, the community in Prussia, for getting ahead of yourselves. Dissolution of the deep state politics. Decisions to the community returned to how they once were, where all nation leaders were involved. Involve Prussia once again in all community events. Add rally map. Commit to concrete communications. No more games of telephones. Do you know why they declined these terms?
Oh,
That's a great question.
I mean,
Hey man, let us be a nation. You're removed.
yeah, like this.
So this is interesting though, because they didn't put all of it in. If you look at our end of our the end of our document and the end of theirs, this is the story of it. We provide evidence that we didn't leak the documents on bio. They say, I'll read it out to you guys to make it easier. It's clear mistakes were made, but there's a good opportunity here for everyone to save face. You'll have to admit that your handling of the document was not secure, and you allowed it to be used out of context to smear bio, which we didn't do. Yeah, we had to claim it for Gory to save face. We all know who eventually gave it out, right? So it was like it was a whole thing that, hey, we fucked up a little bit, but you have to follow our terms, or you're not getting back in. And we can't sit there and just take that. We're not going to give away our groups for that.
All right.
So I believe you're yeah.
And then
Go on,
with that being said, do you believe that there's a chance to find a neutral middle ground in both of you? Do you think there's a not off ramp but a interchange possibly in the future?
Highly doubt it. To be honest, we this whole thing has wronged Prussia. It's wronged everyone, and we gave them the opportunity to just make things right, and they denied it. So I don't really see much else to go on for that.
Yeah, like I'll add to that. Like the points that they are upset about, we are also upset about. The document shouldn't have been leaked. That's the person who did it should be punished. All these events that occurred where we fought and had arguments shouldn't have happened. We agree on all those things. But the reasons these things kept happening and the reason it escalated so much is due to the lack of anything from their side. All it took was a hey, let's have a VC, and everything would have been sorted out 5 months ago. But it never happened. So at this point, I don't think there is any compromise other than if they follow the things Callahan mentioned in his ultimatum.
Just to, like, make up a little bit of a conclusion of what happened. So to start off, basically, you wanted to go to Prussia once it comes out when you were in Austria, and you basically gave Bio a notice of retirement. I don't know, like 3 months before Prussia or something. And then
Yep.
you got the job, IRL stuff came in, and you had to go out of Austria even before Prussia came out. And then Prussia came
I
out.
don't know. No,
You
so
had
so
already.
Irfan was still in Austria for months after Prussia was already in the community, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, he still had that date in the summer where he had to go and work, and he was retiring no matter what.
So even if I was in Prussia, Austria, wherever, I had to retire during the summer. I gave my notice of retirement to Bio when Prussia first came out. It was denied. They said if you leave Austria, Prussia will get removed. So I didn't. I stayed in Austria until the summer, to where I retired fully for work from NW.
And why would you say Bio was gatekeeping you?
I think like there was never a like I was never pinging about it anywhere. I was never making a big deal out of it, but it was an obvious thing that all the rankers in NR41 were Prussians. So it was
And did,
clear
did
to
you make a
him.
server inviting them?
That's
Well, the thing is,
family.
the server that has my guys in it was the server I used to start NR41. So it was before it was made before Austria even was a thing, right? So that server was nothing to do with Austria. It was from Prussia days previous, right? But yeah, I think he was right in his concerns that people would leave. It's obvious people would. I attempted to reason with him and give him an entirely new staff team. He denied that. He said I had to stay and give a 30-man rally before I was allowed to leave, and it was absurd. So I didn't want to do it. To which they responded with threatening to remove Prussia.
I see. Then going on to the conclusion, and then you had to retire regardless where you're in Prussia or Austria. You just had to retire from the genre when you
Mhm.
got the job. Okay, as you just mentioned. Then we
Yep.
move on to the fact that all this goes by, a few months go by, and then you ask for your own map, and then you're also the uniform
Could you
issues
suck
came up as
DMs?
well. Yeah, what's up? Oh, yeah, that's coming up. Don't worry. Um, just after a bit of the conclusion, and then the development stuff came in, and you had the issue where like there was the leaves issue where Bio said he's gonna share his opinion, but we all know that's not what he does. He directly kind of involves himself, and kind of did that to everyone before. But then anyway, and then your doxing allegations gets like out of the way just finally for once the NWU guys just like said that it wasn't you. Okay, now the interesting part, the doc that was released on Bio. Would you guys say Bio is actually a pedo or just a weirdo over all that stuff we saw?
I mean, it's so I guess depending on how you want to look at pedo. I mean, it's defined differently depending on what laws and where and so on and so
Likes
forth.
kids.
You tell me, what do you think? I mean, he was above the age of 18 and he was doing the shit with people under the age of 18. You tell me, like, is there like they're arguing that there's like a Romeo Juliet law that's saving Bio's face and yada yada. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of for you to decide what you think of Bio. I mean, I think his behavior is disgusting. I think it's terrible. Like, this is a fucking nation leader that's fucking dating little boys and little girls and whatever. It's just gross. Either way, I think we can all agree that that behavior is just completely unacceptable in this community and as a nation leader.
I would say it's unacceptable to the most part because also they are being hypocrites by saying, putting up rules that, as French staff you can't e-date or whatever. As genre staff you shouldn't be e-dating. You shouldn't be, being freaky. You know what I mean. And then one of the highest guys in the genre just goes on and does that. But what was your, your opinion on that? Like when you guys found out, and he found out that it's public now, did he just like try removing you guys to like put the shade away from him?
I mean, well, the
So-
instance that shit got leaked, we were freaked out because we were pissed because we didn't want it to get leaked because there was sensitive information. There was the victims and such that we didn't want to get fucking doxxed or punished by whoever would punish them. So for us, our first response was, oh shit, who did this? Like, this is terrible. Like that, it wasn't for public eyes at all.
Mm-hmm. Nathan?
I want just to if you could just quickly give us any if you were offered right now because the more and more I consider both of your terms, it's okay. They're wrong for trying to get your assets. I feel like majority of people can be like, yeah, owning someone's Roblox group and Discord is kind of an overstep, because I'm gonna be honest, if they say they offered that to BA, say they offered that to Spain, to Andor, we're all saying no. We're all definitely saying no. I mean, Alert would lose his mind over that. But that it's just, I feel like after reading both of these terms, I feel like there's some neutral ground that if you were offered a
So I'll let you know. I know what you're getting at. We actually told him he can have our Roblox group and a 50-50 joint account to control our Discord. We actually gave that counteroffer. And that was denied.
Could you provide proof of that, since you guys are
I would love to, but the thing is, the group chat that had this entire conversation got deleted this morning by them.
I don't know where it is.
I
Yeah,
can,
we will
if you give me
upload a
some time,
recording.
I can scroll through the recording. It might take some time.
Because I feel like the most fair offer here is you guys retain access to your Roblox group and Discord. Wow, you guys make a unified public explanation. Pressure removal is revoked. Investigations started into who leaked the classified information, and they get fully punished with the full wave of NW moderation. Deep state has to remain. That's not gonna.
I mean, what you're saying is basically just the terms that we said. So,
I would remove the clauses of things like you're probably not gonna get a public apology. That would move that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You're not gonna dissolve the deep state.
For sure, right? It was one of those moments where, despite everything, they were very adamant on their position. And so we kind of just responded with, no, these are our terms, right? Like you said, no one should be taking assets from others, especially not under duress, like how, this case happened. The groups and Discord, that was the deal breaker for them. They were not willing in any way to not go ahead with things with them completely owning the Discord and group. That was they had to own it. There's no way around it. It went from, as you can see in both our document and theirs, it went from Germanicus owning it to the Napoleonic Wars Roblox account owning it, and to Gory himself owning the main Discord. So that was a deal breaker if we said no to that. There was nothing we could do.
All right, we're approaching an hour, and I'm notoriously for keeping myself under.
There's something weird that I would like to point out. Germ got doxxed before. Gory got doxxed. All of them been doxxed before. I don't know why this one is like the most fussed out of all. It's kind of weird. Because I mean, it's expected to be doxxed. I'm the doxxed personally. I'm not that relevant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, every I'm gonna be honest. Even I've been doxxed, and it's just like, who am I supposed to hunt down the person who doxed me and go give them the worst time ever?
We're offering them to completely go ahead and hunt down the person who did it. Go ahead. It's not us. They pointed the fingers at the wrong place, and I think we all know that the only reason they did that was to have a case against us, which we proved does not even exist. So I think it was more used as a way to tarnish our argument, to just be like, oh, these guys are doxers. Why should we give them a map? When at the deep root of it all, it's personal grudge. It's just the fact that they don't like us and they didn't want to keep us around. right? So I don't think it was the fact that the doxing happened or who it was. They don't care about that. It was more what they could use that information for to try to tarnish us, pretty much.
Okay, if you had something to say to Deep State, because a couple of them are here, what would you say?
Well, cute. No, I'm joking. Go on.
Who's here? Can you tell me that?
You have the
You got-
goat, Germaticus, for starters.
You have the GOAT Dramaticus. Alphas was here for a while. I'm not sure if he's
Alright.
still here.
I'll say,
Um,
Germ, you broke my heart. I'll say, Bio, you're fucking disgusting. I'll say,
man.
Gory, you're delusional. And shit, I think that's it. I mean, it's all fucking sad. These, just fuck, dude.
Hashtag fuck my ops type shit.
Yeah, I mean, they decided to, try to destroy Prussia off just baseless bullshit.
Yep.
Then my second thing is, do you have any final words for the crowd?
I mean, guys, this is the community we all, love and enjoy. I mean, keep doing so. I mean, it's fucking fun as hell. But just, I mean, never forget what they did here. And for the other nation leaders and staff out there too. I mean, just be aware that they have the ability, or they don't care about you anymore. It seems like they'd rather fucking somehow spin a stupid ass story to, to me it just, I'm still struggling to wrap my head around this entire thing, because it's just all insane to me. I mean, it's devastating. It's so fucking sad. I mean, just never forget. And I mean, I don't know what else there is to do or to say. It's just one hell of a sad story. And now everybody just knows a little bit more about how Deep State functions, what goes on behind the scenes, and what the Deep State would be willing to do.
Alrighty. Try to keep this under as much as possible. Thank you, friends, for giving us the chance to host you.
I mean, is like Germ or anybody willing to come up here and talk to me or some shit? I mean, that'd be cool.
I think Germ has his hand up.
No, he doesn't. Nope, he does not.
Bring back 2021 ET. Callahan
Jared-
versus Ruski.
True, Callahan versus Ruski. I mean, I sent him an invite to speak. I don't think he's gonna. Yeah, I think he declined the invite to speak. So,
Oh, okay.
Goes to
Never mind
show.
but beyond that, yeah, it's been a pleasure hosting you on the stage. We wish you luck in your future endeavors, if that is NW.
Oh yeah, it's not NW. We're done with NW.
But
Alright.
no more.
Yeah,
Beyond
Prussia's gonna go on. We're gonna go do our own thing in some way, shape, or form.
Return of EI.
Nah.
Nah.
Yeah. What was it? Was it that one? Hedge money?
The hedge money. EGP.
No, we're gonna
All right.
find something with us, and it's gonna be fun.
Ready, friends.
It's gonna be game and no politics. That's
Is any
the
of
main
the
goal.
Prussian high command, other than Callahan, have anything else to say?
Yeah, I just wanna thank everyone as well. I've been seeing, I think it's Stooley that runs that Waterloo guy account. He did a whole shout for us on his YouTube. We got like 4,000 votes supporting us. It was beautiful to see that everyone saw logic and reason throughout all this, right? So thank you guys for all that. It was great. It helped us keep going and putting up this document. There is no end goal to take down the NW. Like, people have been DMing me, oh, are you gonna leak more shit? It's like, no, we're done. We said our part. We said what happened to us. You guys do what you will with that information. I just want to thank all of you guys. It's been a good fight. But yeah, thank you.
Before we go, every fucking stupid person who DM'd me bios on the stage, that's the fake bio, you fucking retards. Just click on the fucking profile for once. Fuck's sake.
True.
10 DMs over this.
Yeah. Thank you. Final words is I guess time will tell. Okay, no, get out. Bye. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.